Hey guys, how's everybody's day going? Just looking at the news right now and trying to start the process of seeing where we could meet in the middle, seeing what we talk about, and something that came across is that they're looking at giving January Sixers a, let's call it a settlement, right? There's going to be a fund that they're going to put into take care of that. Whether I'm sure there was a lot of money related to going to trial, going to jail, things of this nature. But what's the optics of it look like? That is what we're missing. So in a time when we have all the stats and the numbers and everything we could go to, everything is still being polarized. And how does it look? So example that I want to use right now. Let's use something that everybody's talking about across the country is the the mayor race going on in LA. Um, we have a city that is 2 years away from hosting the Olympics and the Paralympics, and in a city that, I mean, most people across the world, when they think of America, it's New York and L.A. And the issue that we're coming across right now is how does it look? It's so many people want how can people vote Republican? So many people ask how can you vote Democrat? It's just right now we have a two-tier system. This is just one or the other, and currently in this situation people are frustrated in relation to what I can understand would be fraud. It looks like fraud. And I don't know if all these answers are, but it just matters for how they look. If your goal is to help whatever, a certain number of homeless people, and let's go with 2,000, and you end up raising $100 million for this, it doesn't look good if nothing gets done. I understand that there's bureaucracy everywhere and there's red tape everywhere, but people don't care about those things. People care about either how it makes them feel or simply just the optics of how it looks. It doesn't matter stats. Stats don't mean anything anymore. So when you have a person coming across that's running and seemingly he's winning, he's getting a lot of votes, and it would make sense. His house burned down, his livelihood was gone, and what about that situation made it look bad for any kind of leadership, whether it was Democratic or Republican, right? We're not having there's a water shortage. There's no way of putting out these fires. There's no help in afterwards of these fires, and it doesn't look good one way or the other. And I think that's something we have to start taking into consideration when people go out and vote. And why I worry about history being more of a pendulum and swinging. We see that in the U.S. it swings back and forth easy, right? Every 4 years or 8 years, we have a entirely new system, and then we're trying to either fix it from the last time, but we're not building off of it together. It's not a government that's working together for the people. It's two types of government fighting for each other, and seemingly only one group of people are getting rich, and it seems like people in government and the already wealthy. This doesn't look good, and it doesn't help over time. So I think that if we start to look at these issues and take a step back and say, if we're giving a slush fund for people that tried to, whether even we have an argument, was it real? Was it warranted? Did the Georgia votes count? This all goes back and forth. It doesn't matter. It matters is there's a group of people on the behalf of one of the political parties and one specific leader went in and destroyed our nation's capital. And then it's not just the capital of the country, but the actual Capitol building. This is very important for government, and it looks bad. Right? That's just how it looks. And if you're going to give money to helping them, again, I understand maybe both sides. It's maybe they didn't do all this. Maybe they were just going with it. The argument I was just following directions or following orders is one that has been argued since World War II. And I think as we start to get further and further into this channel and having honest conversations, right, the study behind that of I was just following orders has been proven over and over again to be true. I mean, it's the sad part about it. I mean, there's an entire study where they put somebody in a room, they had an authority figure, which was a doctor. There was a man behind glass being asked questions, and if he got them wrong, they would electrocute him. And the electrocution just kept going higher and higher and higher. Eventually, till the man passed out. The man was an actor, but to get a person to do this only took an authority figure telling them that it was okay to do it. We have to take that into consideration also. And this is a long-winded answer to what should we do about these situations. I don't know. I think if we have enough money to be helping people get out of jail for committing actual crimes, why don't we put that money towards education, better education? Why don't we give that money to teachers? Why don't we pay them all year long instead of just the 9 months? Why is anything coming out of their pocket that they need for a classroom? If we have the money to already do these things, why are we wasting it? And why are we so openly wasting it? Uh, the system to me is what I'm coming back to feels very flawed. It feels fake, and it feels that we are running into a direction where we can't trust anybody. And if we can't trust each other, we can't trust our country, we can't trust our government. How does that possibly have us be what should be the leader of the free world? And that's how we see ourselves. And if once you break the trust in something, it doesn't go back. And I'm worried about the future. And that's just one small example of a news and how it can all be connected. Maybe we live in a time, especially with the internet, with all this information, we're just too bombarded with information to trust any source. And we need to kind of like show me things, and that's the world we live in. And anybody that knows me is probably thinking, "What is Jared going to suggest, and what could it be?" Let's talk about the Flat Earth Society. Let's talk about flat earthers for a second. I don't believe in a flat Earth. I believe in a bunch of conspiracies. I think JFK was shot by more than one person. But right now, let's focus just on flat Earth. A large group. More people now believe in the flat Earth than thousands of years ago when we did not know what anything on the Earth was. We were making up stories for the stars. We were making up stories for any natural event that could have happened. God was always punishing us. We've always had a very vengeful God that we have been following. Um, but let's live in a time when we can get these conspiracies, and if we can, put them away with consequence. And my example for the flat Earth is they pick their 20 most prominent, best people, most trusted in society, whoever their people are, right? We look at people like Neil deGrasse Tyson, somebody that their sheer voice holds weight to it because whether it's their intelligence, their background, who knows what it is, um, and we have them decide what would prove it one way or the other. Then they go do it. We have these funds to go do this. We actually put money aside to take care of some of these conspiracy theories because we're wasting time and we're killing brain cells on the internet. Social media and the internet is the greatest tool that we have ever had. And much like with any tool that humans have come across initially or any drug, we overdo it, we overuse it. And then we had to put parameters on it. This is just the way it is. I, as you guys know from watching the channel, I'm a massive history buff. In my off time, I watch documentaries. My friends and my wife would also tell you that I watch very boring documentaries, but I enjoy it. And sometimes I wonder for different wars. World War I is one I think about often. Would it have happened if the people in charge didn't want to test the new military weapons that they had? Was this just a powder keg that the Balkans was dealing with that eventually was going to have to end in a fight? Is it old fighting? I mean, how far back does it go? We could look at the Crusades. We could, when did this match get lit? But I'd like to think for talking about technology, the invention of the machine gun played a major role, and they wanted to test it out. All the countries that had it had this new incredible weapon. Imagine being able to hold back parts of an army with just one person, and that person could do so much damage. And we saw in World War I, we had old style of military running at each other, digging in a trench and fighting. And whoever won that won the day, won the battle, won the war. We were not in that time anymore. One machine gun nest could kill hundreds, if not thousands, of people as they're running at them. And we did not know this. And we fought a war for 4 years that got nowhere. It gained nothing. We just destroyed people, we destroyed land, and the most infamous thing about this war is probably the Spanish flu, is it did the most damage any in any other thing related to this war. These are the things we have to think about. This is the kind of technology. If we don't put control on it right away, what happens later? And social media is probably going to end up either destroying us, AI, or we're going to hate each other so much that a group that wouldn't have our best intentions could take power. And I think a lot of people, whether it's the Western world or America in general, believe that laws and free will and freedom of speech are just kind of God given, and they don't have to be protected. And we don't live in this special time, and that's something that's just not true. And I think it's something that we should think about and have a reckoning with us as a nation.